The DOH is still tracing 13 of the 159 total co-passengers of the 29-year-old Filipino from Dubai who tested positive for the new COVID-19 variant. While the patient is still in an isolation facility in Quezon City and in a stable condition, health authorities were able to contact 146 or 92% of the passengers of Emirates flight EK332. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeres said these uncooperative close contacts may face sanctions for violation of RA 11332 or the mandatory reporting of notifiable diseases and other health events. Penalties include a 20,000 to 50,000 peso fine, imprisonment of 1 to 6 months, or both, depending on court discretion. Suspension and revocation of license is also possible if the violator is a medical professional, and the same gravity to the civil service eligibility if the violator is a public servant.
Coming public health emergency, you need to cooperate with government, whether it be for quarantine, for isolation, for contact tracing, for testing.
Swab test results for the retest on his girlfriend and parents are still pending. Advisor to the National Task Force on COVID-19, Ted Herbosa, meanwhile, allayed fears of community transmission in the country. In an interview with 1PH's Sa Totoo Lang, Herbosa said it's most likely that a patient contracted the virus abroad.
Nagstay siya ng 14-day quarantine pag-arrive niya. So nagkataon lang, nag-positive siya, and nung sinubmit yung tests niya, yung samples niya sa UP Philippine Genome Center, na-detect yung variant. So most likely nakuha niya yon doon sa kanyang business deals.
In a separate case, the 10 close contacts in Cagayan of a Pinay domestic helper who tested positive for the new variant in Hong Kong all came out negative, while all 17 of her close contacts in Manila initially tested positive for COVID-19. But based on the retest conducted, due to their viral load, only 6 tested positive with the virus. Their specimens were not subjected to gene sequencing due to low viral load.
Naggamit kami ng ibang kit, testing kit, no? May isang testing kit na ginamit nung una, gumamit ng ibang testing kit itong PGC just to validate further. And they found that out of the 17, 6 na lang yung nag-positive dito sa another kit. So that gave us another question. So ngayon pinag-aaralan pa uli itong mga specimens po na ito.
Authorities have decided to subject to gene sequencing all incoming travelers who will test positive of COVID-19, regardless of their country of origin. Vergeres said the Philippine Genome Center will be able to test up to 700 samples at a time. This is part of the intensified biosurveillance in the country. Meanwhile, Vergeres said there are no talks yet of a deployment ban to countries with reports of the new variant. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.